Willie was a chemist. Willie's not no more. What Willie thought was H2o was H2SO4.
Poor Willie got careless. He could have been blinded, badly burned, or even killed because he didn't observe basic lab safety rules. When performing science labs, safety is the #1 concern. A certain amount of risk is involved. If basic safety rules are not followed, hazardous situations can arise which may lead to injury or be possibly fatal. But observing the following guidelines will limit your risk, preventing accidents and providing a safe lab experience. Many of these rules are a review of what you learned in chemistry, since you will measure liquids and heat materials and may use chemicals. You will also work with electricity, heights, pressure, and speed, so you must take care to avoid accidents and possible injury. Since these labs are performed on video, there are no safety issues, but from time to time you'll perform actual lab experiments. The purpose of this video is to teach you the essential rules of lab safety. Be aware of the situation and use common sense while working to keep everyone involved safe. Learn what to do if an accident occurs, and be ready to take action if necessary. Take careful notes on these rules so you can review them later. Pause the video when you need in order to record accurate and complete notes. Our first safety topic will be rules for using chemicals. Chemicals we use may be dangerous or even deadly if ingested, and they can harm the skin and clothing. Before using any chemical, read the safety sheet for that chemical. Your teacher should have these sheets available. Never eat or drink in the lab. Foods can become contaminated with dangerous chemicals. Always wear an apron and goggles. You should protect yourself and your clothes at all times. Don't wear contact lenses because gases or fumes can get trapped in between the contacts and your eyes and cause damage. Label all containers that you're using. If you're working with someone else, they must know what you're using. Plus, you never know when you may have to leave in an emergency, and others will need to know what your substances are. Always be aware of other students. Don't put them in danger if something goes wrong. Use suction bulbs with pipettes. Never use your mouth to transfer liquids. This should be common sense. No substance should ever be tasted in the lab. Keep your hands away from your face and mouth as a result of dealing with chemicals. You might get some chemical on your hands that you certainly wouldn't want in your eyes or mouth. If you need to smell a chemical, hold the container away from your face and wave your hand across it to get a small whiff. Some chemicals should not be smelled at all. Keep your work area clean and without clutter. Not doing so is the most common cause of accidents at your station. Know how to use the safety eye wash station and emergency shower. Never return unused chemicals to original containers because the original chemical may become contaminated. Dispose of used chemicals properly. Your teacher should have disposal containers for them. Use a ventilation hood when performing experiments that may produce dangerous fumes or vapors. Fire is always a concern in the lab. Always be aware of the fire safety rules. Don't wear loose clothing or dangling jewelry. These may catch on fire as they get close to flames. Also, tie back long hair because it may dangle over the flames and catch on fire. Don't reach over flames. Wear heat-resistant gloves when dealing with hot objects and fire. Never touch anything that is being heated. Use tongs or clamps. Wait until objects have cooled before handling. Know where the fire extinguishers are and how to use them. Be extra careful not to spread the flames or chemicals. Electric hot plates are often used. Be aware of the same dangers as heating with a Bunsen burner. When handling glass, make sure to protect your hands with gloves, specifically when handling glass tubing. Never pick up broken glass with your hands directly. This is especially important in the lab since the glass may be contaminated with dangerous chemicals. Use a broom or a damp paper towel to pick it up. When working with electricity, low-voltage batteries or power supplies below 24 volts are usually safe and won't cause electric shock because of skin resistance. Still, be careful handling batteries since a wire can short a 1.5 volt battery and heat it to a high temperature. As voltage increases, electricity becomes more dangerous. If your skin is wet, resistance is lower and can lead to electric shock. Keep your hands dry at all times. Please be aware of the location and how to use the safety equipment as you never know when you may have to use it. Lab apron, lab gloves, protective safety gloves, tongs, face shields, heat-resistant mats, waste container for matches, waste for broken glass, waste for chemicals, fire extinguisher, fire blankets, safety showers, eye wash fountains, first aid kits, ventilation hoods. Now, answer the questions in your lab manual.